in 11.2, we're going to look at box and whisker plots. And so a box and whisker plot is going to show the spread of the data on a number line, and we're going to use a minimum, a maximum, and quartiles of the data. So we're going to be splitting the data up. And so I've listed out kind of a how-to in making a box and whisker plot. And so the first thing we want to do is we want to make sure that our numbers are in order from least to greatest. So that means smallest to biggest. Okay. From there, we're able to know our minimum and our maximum, so our smallest and our largest number. We can also then find our median, right? And remember from our first lesson of notes that the median means the middle. Okay, so the middle of the entire set of data, the middle of that whole list. And once we've found the middle, we're then going to look at the bottom half of the data. So we're going to look at just the first half. And so we're going to find the median of the left side. And so this is going to be what we call quartile 1 or Q1. Okay, then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to find the median of the right side. And this is going to be what we're going to call quartile 3. And we're going to be able to connect these to form a box. Okay, so here's kind of our first example. So I've got test scores, and I have them listed out: 68, 70, 74, 75, 82, 82, 82, 89, 90, 91. Notice these are already in order for you. So I took the first step off your list. From here, I'm able to know that 68 is my smallest number, which means that's my minimum. 91 is my largest number, so that's my maximum. I then want to figure out, well, what is the middle of my data? So I'm going to find my median. And so remember, we're finding the middle of all of this. And so my median is going to be between those two numbers. And well, if you think about what's between 82 and what's between 82, it's just 82. Okay, there's nothing in between those because it's the same number. Okay, now I'm going to look at the right side. So I'm looking at from 68 to 82, what's in the middle. And so I'm going to find that 74 is in the middle, and that's going to be Q1, my first quartile. I'm going to then do that same thing to the right side. Okay, I want to find the median of the right side. So what's in the middle on the right? And that's 89, which means that that's my third quartile, or Q3. Okay, so now that I have this information, I can put dots for 68. Okay, so I'm going over to 68. And I could put a dot at 91, because those are my biggest and my smallest numbers. Those get dots. Then the other numbers get lines. So I'm going to put a line at 82. I'm going to put a line at 74. And I'm going to put a line at 89. Okay, all three of these lines are going to get all three of the lines get connected to make a box. And then from our box, we're going to connect to our 2 points. And so those are our whiskers, so hence the name box and whisker plot. All right, we're going to try a couple more. So in our next example, notice this time I did not give it to you in order. So we're going to have to order these first. Okay, so the smallest number is 18. 22, 22, 24, 25, 25, 25, there's 3 of those, 27, 28, and then there's 3 30s. All right, so from listing my data, I automatically know my smallest number, my minimum, is 18. My maximum, my largest number is 30. So I can go ahead and write those. From there, I want to find my median. So I want to find, well, what's the middle? Okay, so my median, if I find the middle, crossing one off on each side. My median falls between 25 and 25, so my median is 25. I'm going to try to erase those little lines now. And then we're going to look at our 2 quartiles, quartile 1 and quartile 2, or 3, sorry. All right, so looking at the bottom half of the data, so from 18 to 25, if I find the middle, okay, the middle is going to be between 22 and 24. Well, what number is between 22 and 24? Well, that's going to be 23. I'm going to do the same thing for the top half. So I'm going to say, well, what's my median? What's the middle? So I'm crossing one off to find the middle. It's between 28 and 30. So 29. Okay, keep in mind we said 18 gets a dot and 30 gets a dot. 23 gets a line. 29 gets a line. And 25 gets a line. Okay, so I'm going to connect my lines to make my box. I'm going to connect my box to my 2 points with my whiskers, and there I have my box and whisker plot. Great, last example. So the first step is to go ahead and put the data in order. So go ahead and pause your screen, put your data in order from least to greatest. So if you put it in order, you should have 5, 14, 16, 16, 20, 22, and 28. From that, you also know your minimum and maximum, so go ahead and fill in those 2 values. Pause your screen for a moment. So hopefully for your minimum you put 5, for your maximum you put 28. From there, I would like for you to find your median. So figure out what number is in the middle. So go ahead and pause your screen, find the middle. And hopefully you found that your median was 16. 16 was the number that was there in the middle, and it was actually smack dab in the middle. Now we're able to look at our 2 sides. And so if I'm finding quartile 1, go ahead and see if you can figure out what number we would put for quartile 1. Pause your screen. And hopefully you got 14. Okay, we're going to do the same thing for quartile 3. So again, go ahead and pause your screen, figure out quartile 3. And hopefully you got 22. So now that we have those 5 numbers, I would like for you to go ahead and create your box and whisker plot on the number line. So go ahead and pause your screen and see if you can make the box and whisker plot. So keeping in mind there should be a point at 5. There should be a point at 28. 14 gets a line. 22 gets a line. 16 gets a line. We connect our lines to make our box. We connect our box with our lines for our whiskers. And there you have it, box and whisker. There are a few problems on big ideas that you need to complete.